Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the RMS value of alternating quantity. So the full form of RMS is root mean square value. So how it is defined, we'll see. The RMS value, or it is also called root mean square value. It is defined as the square root of the mean value of the squares of alternating quantity over one cycle, and it is also known as the effective value. RMS value is called root mean square value, and it is also called effective value. So what is another definition for an alternating current? For an AC current, the RMS value is defined as that value of steady current. What is meant by steady current? That is called DC current. DC current which produces the same heat or power as is produced by the alternating current during the same time under the same conditions. That means RMS value is for an AC quantity is defined as the amount of heat produced by the DC current is equal to the amount of heat produced by the AC current or power produced by the alternating current under the same constant time and conditions. It is called RMS value. It is also called root mean square value or effective value. RMS value is more common in AC measurements. So in case of AC, if you solve any problems, the given values are RMS values only. In the problem itself, he is not going to give the maximum value, peak value or average value, but he is going to give the RMS value. Why? Because in case of measurements like AC measurements like current, voltage, we are going to use ammeters, voltmeters, like that. Those ammeters and voltmeters are designed to represent the RMS values only, not the average values. Why? Because in the RMS value, in the average value for one cycle, if you take one cycle, the average value is 0. If the value is 0, the pointer does not show any deflection. So that is why all measuring instruments like ammeters, voltmeters are designed to for RMS values. That is the importance of RMS value. In AC, for any measurement, generally we consider RMS values. So that is itself here. The average value of one complete alternating cycle is 0. That is already we have discussed. So AC meters do not show the deflection. They as design show average values. For average values, AC meters are not going to design, because for one complete cycle the average value is 0. That is why all the voltmeters or ammeters are designed for the RMS values only. Again, we are going to find the RMS values in two methods like we discussed in the real average value. One is a graphical method, another one is a integral method. So first we will see what is meant by RMS value by mid-ordinate or graphical method. For this we consider this diagram. We have considered the single half cycle. Okay, in this graphical method the half cycle is divided into n equal parts and the squares of the mid-ordinates also added. That means, for example, consider this as a I curve, current curve. This curve is current curve and this curve represent I square curve. So this is I curve and this is I square curve. For I square curve, we are going to indicate different values. For example, at this instant, the value is I1 square. At this instant, the value is I2 square. At this instant, the value is I3 square, and so on. We have divided into n number of parts. Okay, so please remember this is I curve and this is I square curve. Simply if you take any current, square it and substitute the value and draw the graph, you will get I square curve. So the sum is then divided into n divided by n to get the mean or average value of the squares. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to take the square root of the average value of the squares. That is said, this sum, what is that sum? I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square plus I4 square and so on, n number of parts. In square by n number of parts means n. So this is, and we have taken square root. So RMS value IRMS is equal to square root of mean of squares. That means square root of average of squares. So square root of mean of squares, that is the sum of squares by n under root. So therefore we can write this RMS value as I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square plus and so on in square by n under the root. This is the value of RMS by graphical method. Okay, so where we got this I1 square, I2 square. From this graph, we have got I1 square, I2 square, I3 square, and so on up to In square. So we are going to add all these things and divide the n number of current square components by total components n, and we'll take a square root. That is, we got the formula like here. So this is by graphical method. Second method by analytical method. So analytical method means in the same we are going to use this diagram. This is a diagram that we are going to use to find the RMS value by analytical method. Same, we here this curve represents I, current curve, that is Im sin omega t. Similarly, this curve represents I square curve. I square means Im square sin square omega t. Here we have taken length I square and we have taken width d omega t. This is the length I square and this is the width d omega t. So remember these two. Now an elemental strip of height I square and thickness is nothing but width d omega t is considered at an angle of omega t from the origin. So now we'll see area of the element is length into width. Length is I square, width is d omega t. So length into width is nothing but area. Area is equal to I square into d omega t. So by taking the integration, we'll get area of the half cycle of the square wave. So we are going to take integration for this. So what I am going to do, that is equal to, I am going to take between the limits 0 to pi I square into d omega t. This is the value. So therefore, if I write I square 0 to pi, I already know I is nothing but Im sin omega t. I square is nothing but Im square sin square omega t. So if I put value here in place of I square, I can write Im square sin square omega t. So here Im square is common, and if I take 0 to pi, so what happened? RMS value is equal to mean of squares of value, that is root of area of I square by length of the half cycle. So this is the formula, square root of area of the half cycle of I square by length of the half cycle. That is, area of the half cycle of I square is nothing but this one, 0 to pi I square d omega t by length of the half cycle is, this is the total length pi. These are all under pi. So square root of I square means Im square sin square omega t d omega t by pi. Here 1 by pi is constant, it will come out of integration. Again Im square also. So how we got this formula? So I have one formula for that. Cos 2 omega t is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square omega t. So from this, get what is sin square omega t? Sin square omega t is equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So in place of sin square omega t, I can write 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. That is what happened here. In place of this sin square omega t, he has written 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. That 2 is come out of integration. Since it is a constant, it will come out of integration. So now Im square root of Im square by 2 pi into, if you apply integration of 1 d omega t is nothing but omega t, right? Next integration of cos 2 omega t is sin 2 omega t, and we have 2, it will come by 2. So apply limits 0 to pi. Then first if you apply pi, it is pi, okay. Next if you apply for this sin 2 pi is 0. If you apply lower limit sin 0 is also 0. So the whole value is pi. That is what taken here. Here this pi and this pi will get cancelled, and I have Im by root 2. 1 by root 2 value is 0.707 into Im. So therefore the RMS value, IRMS, is equal to maximum value by root 2. Here Im, what is Im? Maximum value by root 2 for sinusoidal current. It is very important question. In the previous years also it was asked. Show that for an alternating or a sinusoidal quantities, the RMS value is 0.707 into Im. how we got this from this. So you can use any one of the method. Better you go for this method, not the graphical method. You better go for analytical method where you will get this value. Okay, so if you asked in the exam, use this method. Okay, so out of these RMS value and average value, we have very two important factors to be discussed. What is the form factor and peak factor? First we will see form factor, how it is determined. So its definition is, it is defined as the ratio of sum of it is defined as the ratio of RMS value to the average value of an alternating quantity. For example, if you consider a sinusoidal quantity, form factor is defined as RMS value by average value. So form factor is equal to RMS value by average value. RMS value is IRMS, average value is I average. Already we know RMS value is Im by root 2 by average value is 2 by pi into Im. In the previous class we have seen, that is RMS value is 0.707 into Im by average value is 0.637 into Im. If you do the calculation, both Im will get cancelled. 0.707 by 0.637 is 1.11. This is also very important question. He is going to ask like this: prove that for a sinusoidal quantity, alternating quantity, the form factor is 1.11. Very important. Next, peak factor. This is also called crest factor. Peak factor or crest factor. So it is defined as the ratio of peak value to the RMS value of an alternating quantity. If you consider a sinusoidal quantity, peak factor is defined as the ratio of peak value or crest value or maximum value. All the three are same. Peak value is same, crest value is same, or maximum value is same. So peak value by RMS value. What is peak value for an alternating quantity? Im. RMS value is Im by root 2. So now what I have this Im and Im will get cancelled. I'll get root 2. That is, the value of root 2 is 1.414. So these two definitions are very important, form factor and peak factor. They are going to ask like this: for any sinusoidal alternating quantity, prove that the form factor is 1.11 and the peak factor is 1.414. Very important. Okay.